Bruh.
Bruh.
All right, you should start since you have the first like three slides.
Okay. I don't know why
Okay.
this is recording. This is gonna be left in the actual thing.
I feel like I'm talking very monotone.
Me too. The
Okay.
future can be predicted. Presented by
I guess it
Argan
fits it.
and Jim. It's made by original films. Don't mind
Oh
the
yes,
blurry
original
picture.
films.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't mind the blurry picture. This is Donald Trump. This prediction is about Trump. So basically, in season 2 of episode 17, and this is a very early episode, so this prediction was very popular when Trump became president. And the episode's name was called Bart to the Future. In the episode, The Simpsons successfully predicted Trump's presidency that happened in March of 2020. No, 2000. The episode was created as a way to criticize Trump's financial crisis as well as the election crisis, where people doesn't care who they choose as president. And in 2016, Trump actually became president and made a mess throughout his presidential career, and that prediction was really popular. Yes, 9/11. Yeah, as you can see, Bart with money and Twin Tower. In season 9, episode 1. So you see the coincidence? 9 and 1. Ha ha ha. New York versus Homer Simpson. The show predicted 9/11 by showing Bart holding up a pile of cash as well as having a $9 sign next to the Twin Tower where it spelled out 9/11. And this prediction was purely a coincidence by claimed by the creators behind the scene, where the $9 were just used as like a cheap number for the transportations, as well as since it was in New York, the Twin Tower was there just as decoration. Predictions Super Bowl. Woohoo! Between 1992 to 1994, The Simpsons successfully predicted three Super Bowl outcomes. In 1992, in the episode Lisa the Greek, a bet was made suggesting that if Washington Redskins win, Lisa will still love Homer, or else she will leave him and get a divorce and live happily ever after. And 3 days later, in real life, the Super Bowl happened, and on surprisingly, Washington won, and Homer restored his family. In 1993, the Simpsons production team thought it would be funny to play the same episode, but with different teams and different outcomes, as a way to celebrate last year's correct prediction. And in this episode, Lisa predicted Dallas Cowboys will win, and again, Dallas won by 52-17 against Buffalo Bills. Well, and marked the second prediction in a row. And in 1994, the same episode they played the same episode with the same teams, where both teams made it to the finals again. But they redubbed the episode to make it fresh, and the same prediction was made where the Bills will lose and Dallas Cowboys will win. And even though Dallas was losing by a lot in the beginning, they brought it back against the Buffalo Bills and won the third year, which ended up with the 3 years in a row. And that episode was never played again.
Wow. All
Predictive
right.
programming.
You're doing this one as well?
No.
Okay. So predictive programming. This kind of explains what the conspiracy theory actually is. Um, so apparently people believe that creators of The Simpsons and other TV shows as well, which are accused of being predictive programming channels. They think that the creators supposedly know what happens before it happens in the world or anything, basically, and that they have insight into possible future events. But that doesn't explain how they actually have insight or why they have insight. Well, obviously, it's the government's fault. How can it not be? Um, we all know that the government has influence over news sources, but what about television? So people believe that the government is also influencing like satirical comedy TV shows to take control of a very wide sort of audience and make sure they get into the subconscious of a lot of different people. And what they're doing is that they're controlling our minds. But how and why are they controlling our minds? So they think, or many conspiracy theorists believe that the world events, the major world events that Jim talked about, are already fixed. They're already decided. And the government is using TV to infiltrate into our subconscious and kind of get us exposed to these outlandish, like crazy events so that in our subconscious we kind of accept them as possibilities. And what this does is that it desensitizes the public to these events so that when they actually happen, they're viewed as natural progressions of the timeline instead of like crazy events that happen. But why are they trying to infiltrate our minds? That doesn't explain why. Like they're actually using mind control. So they're doing this to make sure that they cover any chances of rebellion. If these outlandish events are already in our subconscious, we're kind of more accepting of them. And when these events actually do happen, there's a lesser chance of resistance to the government. But is this actually true? That's a great picture, by the way. No, unfortunately not, I think, in my opinion. And there's two reasons why. The first reason why is the law of truly large numbers. So as you know, The Simpsons has been going on for 34 seasons straight, and in that huge amount of episodes and seasons, it's kind of likely that they're gonna get some things right. Like if they get enough tries, anything is possible basically. If you throw enough darts, one of them is gonna end up hitting the bullseye. So that's just kind of the idea of the law of truly large numbers. And then the other reason is that the creators of the show are really smart. They're all almost all college educated. 30 of them, more than 30 of them, went to Harvard. The main creator or the main writer, Al Jean, went to Harvard at the age of 16 to study mathematics, and you can kind of see this in the TV show. There's a bunch of episodes that kind of relate to math jokes, like inside math jokes, like Mersenne primes and like calculus and stuff. Um, and it kind of makes sense for these smart, like extremely smart creators to get some things right if they're working on a TV show that makes fun of the world events at that point. Like for instance, in 2000, like Jim said, they were trying to make fun of the public and how they could elect such a seemingly questionable president. And that's why they thought of Trump as like a very um, questionable figure in public. And they just like threw out an educated guess. So coming back in uh, if you take into account the law of truly large numbers and the smart creators, they're making educated guesses, criticizing the world. So that even increases their chance of getting the bullseye, basically. So what do we think? In my opinion, it's probably not predictive programming. and it's unlikely that the government has that much intervention into media. And then Jim, what's your opinion?
My opinion is that all of those, like what you said, like with the law of large numbers, that everything's might be all coincidence, such as like the 9/11 a coincidence, and if they're not, what you said is probably not predictive programming, and unless they have a time machine of some source, I don't think they will be able to get the correct results accurately that many times.
Yeah, that makes sense. And this is how we're excited.
Yes,
That's it.
Hargan. Yeah, Hargan decided to put this photo on there as a joke.
Yes, that was definitely me. That was definitely me.
Yeah, he's kind of interested in those kind of things, like how
Hey,
Trump
no,
is.
no, we're ending there. We're ending it there.
All right, goodbye.